What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Clickbait. Kids, if you're lucky enough, one day you could be a host of one of these podcasts, and it will grant you the gift of immunity, and if you're lucky enough, even make you a gigantic star. Just look at Tia and myself.
So grateful.
Right, Tia? How famous do you feel?
So grateful for this podcast. I couldn't do it without it, you know?
I got you. I feel the same way. Okay, so today, Bachelor Nation Breakdown. We have Justin Glaze from Katie's season coming on. And yeah, we're just going to get into it. Natasha took off this week. So it's just Tia and myself, which...
Natasha's still frolicking in Europe somewhere.
Natasha has officially moved to Europe, I think.
Yeah, she might as well. Just the place she's staying, she should just own it at this point.
I'm going to Europe in 4 hours.
Yeah, Joe's leaving today for Europe and hasn't packed. But you know what? He's here doing this podcast, okay? Because he's freaking dedicated.
Have you ever been to Spain?
I've never been to Spain. The only time I've been to Europe was on The Bachelor. It was on Ari's season of The Bachelor.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and I haven't been back since. I mean, COVID kind of
Where
messed that up.
are you and Taylor going on your honeymoon? Have you planned yet?
Oh, we don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to go to Bora Bora and just stay in a hut and not have phone service and have water and good food.
Have you ever looked up, I think it's Bora Bora, where they have a Ritz-Carlton and they're just like these, but it's just the huts like in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. You have to like take a bike to get to the hut and just not talk to anyone. It's
pretty incredible, but it's also very expensive.
Oh, I'm sure. I know. And my whole plan was to elope and then do like an expensive honeymoon, but that's not happening now. So
yeah,
maybe for wedding gifts, which is a weird concept to be like, yes, give me gifts. Maybe it should just be like a honeymoon fund. That's
not a bad idea. There you go.
And then you can just pay for your honeymoon because people want to send gifts, but I don't need like a blender.
Yeah.
I want a vacation.
Yeah. I like that. I think I'm going to actually do that too. Send us somewhere. Let's go on vacation.
Have you guys done any planning? We talk about some wedding stuff today in the Bachelor Nation Breakdown, so it has me thinking about.
Yeah, we might as well.
Wedding
stuff. Serena's in the process of her visa, so we're working on that. We have talked about next year is the plan. Like the plan is next year, I think around September.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we're thinking fall next year too.
Nice. Well, we could have a joint wedding and a joint
1,000%. Yeah. Does that save money? I mean, just one video.
I hope so. I mean, I'm surprised either of us have to save money because we're making millions of dollars off of off of clickbait. Okay, should we get into it?
Honestly, that's why we don't need wedding gifts, because we're so freaking wealthy from this podcast that it's like, it seems ridiculous to ask other people for gifts, pay for it all ourselves.
I know.
Anyway, let's get into it. Bachelor Nation Breakdown this week. First one up, Jesse Palmer is hosting Bachelor in Paradise, and Wells is back behind the bar. Are you surprised by this? We have a Paradise host. Officially.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised
at all. Wells is a good friend of mine. Obviously, you root for Wells. You want him to be the host. He did a great job last year. But I think the show definitely wanted one set host for all the shows. And once we saw Jesse host The Bachelorette, I think everyone was like, yeah, he's or The Bachelor, I'm sorry. He's a great host. He's a professional.
Yeah, he's really good at it.
And he's just really good at it. You just watch it, you're like, he's not like, you don't really, he doesn't get in the way. It's like he's not there. He moves along the storyline. So yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked, and I think he's gonna do great.
Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, you kind of want to pull for Wells a little bit just to see what he can do as the host, but I'm glad he gets to go back as the bartender. He's also a great bartender to get to like actually talk to and hang out with. I feel like as a host, you wouldn't see him as much.
Yeah, I especially at the beginning of Paradise when I was having my freak out moments, Wells was key for me to go and just talk to him. But I also feel like, I feel like the bartender is like a second host. No?
True. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I think
it's still big time to get to go do that, but
Yeah,
I'm just glad we're having a paradise. There for a minute, there was a rumor that we weren't having a paradise. Now we have a whole ass host.
Yeah, no, we'll have it. And then I think we do have our guest coming on today is Justin, and I'm going to bet that Justin is going to be there and be a main person on the beach, if I had to guess.
Was he able to go last year and did it? Or had he been on, when was he on the show?
Way to do research.
He was on Katie's, yes.
Yeah,
but there were other guys from Katie's season there. But he made it too far.
He made it too far. Remember,
gotcha.
Because I remember like our season, Blake and Jason didn't get to go down to the beach because they were there near the end.
Okay, so this will be Justin's first chance to go to paradise.
Yeah, this will be Justin.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be a good one.
Justin's going to be good. I mean, I think there's a lot of those guys from Katie's season will be there, but it's going to get messy because you got the guys that haven't even been shown yet.
Right. I kind of love when it does that, when it like kind of overlaps and there's like a lot of juicy competition. You have people in their heads thinking like, like I'm going to be a main player down here. And then you never know who's going to show up and just be like, nah, sorry. I'm sucker.
It's me now.
Have the new guys been released yet officially?
They've been spoiled. I don't think it's. I don't know if they've been actually released. Yeah, okay, I don't think so.
They're saying no.
Yeah, but it's definitely been spoiled.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I have some inside scoop that I know someone, I can't tell details, but I'm going to a wedding this weekend in Nashville, and apparently someone there from Bachelor Land that's going to be there is bringing a date that's one of the new guys.
Really?
So I'm going to find out who it is.
Really?
Do some detective work and see.
Okay, and I actually know a guy that was also on this season.
Okay.
So, from Chicago.
I don't know how he... us the big bucks. We know 2 people.
Yeah. I don't know how he did. I haven't talked to him, but yeah. So we'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited, and I think Jesse's going to do a great job. I think once Wells stops being the bartender, that probably means that Paradise is done and the whole franchise is collapsed.
In the toilet.
Yeah.
Just cancel it all.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Our second breakdown of today, Jojo, Fletcher, and Jordan Rogers tie the knot, finally.
Yeah.
How long have they been together? 5 years, 6 years?
They have been together for 5 or 6 years, but it's definitely been a minute.
And they've like hosted shows in the meantime. They have a new show that's about to come out or about to start airing. They've flipped houses. They've done all kinds of stuff during their engagement, but again, we weren't invited. Were you invited to the wedding?
I was not. I was not invited. I did not expect to be invited. I don't know either of them personally.
I know. I saw Raven and Adam were there. Or I actually talked to Raven and was like, hey, I'm going to California to a wedding this weekend. And she was like, yeah, me too. Are you going to Jojo and Jordan's? I was like, no. I didn't make the cut, sorry. But it said it was like a private ceremony. I didn't realize that Raven and Adam were close with Jojo and Jordan.
Yeah, because I only saw 2 pictures. I only saw like the people photo where they both look. I mean, they both look really great.
Oh,
like
it's phenomenal.
It's like wow, these
phenomenal.
Two.
Yeah, JoJo's
royalty.
Dress is beautiful.
Hashtag
I know that.
royalty.
I feel like they are like Bachelor royalty. Also, the quick turnaround for People Magazine to post that like immediately. How the hell does that happen?
Well, I mean. You'll see.
Did People Magazine have their camera there?
Probably.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like their actual wedding photographer. Like, these are the dumbass questions that I think about.
Yeah. People definitely sent somebody there. They get the photos and boom.
I want to see the rest of the photos because I really want to try to guess how much their wedding cost because I really would like to gauge.
What are you?
Expensive this is.
How much are you spending over there? Because I feel like you just started planning and you're already like, what am I doing?
Well, because I'm so like frugal that I'm like, oh, you have to spend like this much on this. It's just interesting to think about. Are you guys, this is something else I thought about. I feel like they were super secretive about their wedding date. Of course, they don't want like paparazzi at their wedding, but are you and Serena gonna like say when your date is?
I mean, yeah. And if paparazzi shows up, like, awesome.
Or like wedding crashers
Great. Let's
or
take
anything.
some photos.
I mean, is that why people don't want to share what their actual wedding date is or where it is because they don't want random people to show up? Because I feel like I'm going to forget and just like talk about it because I'm obviously on stories every day on Instagram and I'm going to talk about my wedding leading up to it. I don't know. I guess you're supposed to not tell.
I mean, first of all, like, I don't think there's too many random people that want to crash my wedding.
Same, honestly.
Yeah, like who's sitting there like, oh man, Tia Booth is getting married. I'm fucking going. Like, I mean, and
you
if
never
they do,
know. In Nashville, though, there could be some drunk girls on Broadway that are like, hell yeah, here we go.
Yeah, but I mean, you get security, and if people crash it,
see, that's another cost, Joe. You got to pay the security.
That's true. That's true. Maybe that's why. Maybe they don't want to pay for security, and it's like, yeah,
things just escalate, man, with freaking costs.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm curious to see what, and you're doing it in Nashville, right? We said this already?
Yeah. Just because it's going to be easier since my family's in Arkansas, Taylor's family's in California. Yeah. It'd be better to just, if everyone had to come to one place.
Are you going to spend like $25,000 on flowers?
I mean, I guess. If that's what you're supposed to do. I haven't even looked to see how much flowers are. I'm looking at venues next week, and that's already like a huge chunk.
Well, I would assume, and I don't know this because, like I said, I don't know Jojo or Jordan, but I would assume they, both of them, like you said, they have another show. Jordan's a host for college football. I would assume they got some partnerships.
Oh, for sure.
So, and I would definitely think you could get like flowers discounted.
Well, yeah, at least at cost. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't had any offers for florals yet. So if anyone is listening and wants to help me create the florals of my dreams, I'm very simple. Yeah. Very simple. Just let me know. I'll work with you gladly because people do reach out and it is nice.
Nice. Okay. Well.
Okay. I feel like I'm putting
calling
all
florists.
This shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our third story. We saved the best for last. Our very own Joe and Serena are nominated for an MTV Award for Best Reality Romance. Is this better than a People's Choice Award?
You can't script the love like that. That's all I can say.
Wait, is it MTV TV Awards or movie? Oh, MTV Movie and TV Awards.
Yeah. Let me just get into this right now.
He nominated himself.
I reached out to MTV and I was like, you guys, come on. Didn't you watch this season? It was basic. I basically was able to produce my own rom-com because that's what happened. It was just lovely.
The producers, actually set the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Forced them to fall in love.
It's funny because actually the execs at ABC called me earlier today, like, Joe, we may need you to come down and get engaged again. And I was like, honestly, it's not a big deal. They're like, yeah, please, we really need that. But no, it's cool. I mean, it's always so, it's like, because Serena and I, neither of us even knew it was coming. And then,
well, we found out last week, like right after
this podcast. Yeah. And we texted each other and we're like, oh, wow. I'm sure we'll get more listeners if I win that. And then we'll just
1,000%. I just want to know who you're up against.
Okay, so I will tell actually a quick story about the one girl I'm up against. Her name is Nadi. She was on Road Ruled or The Challenge. She's on The Challenge, right?
Nani?
Nadi or Nani?
Nani.
Yeah, Nani. Okay. Funny story about this girl. So when I first got off The Bachelor, when I was getting ready to go on Paradise, and I was only on the show for like, it was when I was only on the show
5
for a day
minutes.
in Chicago, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm going on Paradise. I should probably get ready for this. So I went to get a facial because I'm like, you know, take care of your skin, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a facial from this girl, and she's like, what do you do? I'm like, you know, like I'm in the grocery store industry, but I wound it up on reality TV, and I'm going on Bachelor in Paradise. She's like, oh, that's dope. She's like, I'm also on reality TV. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like,
wait,
what show? She's like,
is she doing your facial?
yeah, she's doing my facial.
Oh.
I'm like, what show? And she's like, The Challenge. It's her.
What?
She's also in this category.
She has a day job?
Yeah. Well, she did at the time. I don't know about anymore. But
wait,
because
that's so cool. She
once
lives
you're nominated,
in Chicago? Oh, wait, yeah, there she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So how funny is that?
That's, freaking wild. The world is too small, man. Oh, so y'all are up against, like Vanderpump, Love and Hip Hop, The Challenge, After the 90 Days.
Yeah. But
I don't know. I'm biased, but I think you guys got it. Like, Tom and Ariana, love them, but y'all win.
I mean, for all our listeners, like, go back and, like, if you're like, should I vote for him or not? Go back and rewatch the finale. I mean, I rewatch it all the time, and I just can't help myself but cry every time I watch it because it's just moving. It's moving. It truly is.
It's the performances.
Yeah,
top notch.
But we'll see. I don't know. It's cool. It's always fun to be nominated for an award. It's surreal and it's strange when you're like, oh, we're getting. You know, because like I said, I think I've said this before on the podcast that our relationship is just a normal, like it just seems so normal now. So when you're off the show for, you know, now it's been almost a year, it's like, oh, like that's, I forgot.
Well, yeah. Well, people are still like thinking about you guys and looking up to you guys, and that's special. That's so special.
Thank that's sweet, Tia. Thank you.
I'm excited. I feel like Bachelor Nation normally shows up for stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Well, it's time to move on. Now, usually this is Natasha's spot, but we have the clickbait of the week. And the clickbait of the week is how to protect your mental health while dating. Now, we all know how important taking care of your own mental health is. I'm sure, you know, I know I've struggled with it. I'm sure, Tia, I mean, you've mentioned it that you have too. But when you do put yourself out there, especially in the dating world, it can be very difficult. Your insecurities can take over.
For sure.
Yeah.
And May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So it's kind of fitting to talk about this. And I feel like, especially since being in the public eye for several years now, I feel like there's just such a negative stigma around mental health, especially to talk about it. So I feel like it is important to talk about these things if you want to and if you feel comfortable, not necessarily in a dating relationship, but like prioritize your mental health at any point of a relationship. So I read this article, and essentially it's in Cosmo magazine, and it essentially is people asking questions. Well, like, what do I do in this scenario if, you know, like people are being mean on dating websites, and it's like experts answering on what to do. So what I gathered from the whole article is that you should prioritize your mental health, whether you're super single, on dating apps, in a relationship, engaged, married, at any point of your life, because I feel like it's so important to be like self-aware and to realize how important your mental health is. So then if you are in a situation like on a dating app or whatever, you can take that and be like, no, I don't accept your rude comments or your mean comments or whatever it is. I didn't start doing, like, I do therapy. I love therapy. Big fan. Yeah. And I feel like growing up, nobody talked about therapy, and nobody talked about it's okay to have like anxiety and depression and, you know, whatever's going on.
Well, I will, not to cut you off, but I mean, I remember just growing up, and therapy was almost like looked down on. It was like if you had to go see a therapist, there was
something wrong, like majorly wrong. And even like we've talked about it on the podcast before about doing like couples therapy before you're at the point where you just like need it, you know, like you can do like preventative couples therapy, but I didn't start doing therapy until I was dating Taylor. And I feel like if I had done therapy before that or prioritized that, my mental health before that, I would have been, you know, better able to handle like challenges in dating or handle issues, you know, from mean people online or like after Bachelor in Paradise. And I just feel like it's so important to just understand your mental health and not be like afraid to talk about it or share it.
Yeah.
Or take care of it.
I agree. Monday, which was 2 days ago. I was like, just like, so I had so much anxiety and I was just like, and I just felt like trapped. And for me, I just go for a run, and especially like running outside, it helps me so much. Sweating, this is personal. Like, I don't know if it actually works, but for me, like just being able to like sweat, it helps me tremendously. So that's what I do. But I know, like with dating and dating apps, you know, once you start dating, you know, you're welcoming essentially a stranger into your world. Right. And the point of dating is to be vulnerable. Right. So they're going to see you at a vulnerable state. And you don't know the shit that they've been through and what they're going on, and if you're even going to connect with this person. So yeah, like dating, I don't think people talk enough about how tough dating actually is. It really is. It's
very hard. I mean, not just to put yourself out there, but to hope that one other person is going to accept that and love you for it and reciprocate it back. And you're just putting all your eggs in this one basket, and it's terrifying. And one point in the article said, you know, are you ready to, like, one of the questions was, do you feel like you're resilient enough to face like rejection? And if you're not, maybe take a step back and kind of work on yourself a little bit. But that could happen at any time. So it's like, I don't know. It's very tough. And I feel like we're both in a position now where we're like, okay, it was worth it. But getting there is a challenge.
Yeah. I mean, even, you know, there was many reasons why I was freaking out the first day of Paradise this time. But I would say rejection, being scared of rejection was definitely one of them, because I had felt like, oh, I'm a veteran on this beach. Like, I can't get, like, what if I get shit? So like, so yeah, rejection. I mean, anybody that says they enjoy rejection is lying, because it sucks.
Right. But dating is tough enough anyways. And we've dated on national television. Yeah. So it's just a different level, but at any
and I'm up for an award for it. So clearly I know what I'm doing out there.
Clearly it can be worth it. But one thing I wanted to ask you is, I mean, obviously you don't have to worry about this at this point, but would you talk about mental health on a first date with someone?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
I would too.
Yeah.
I think if you feel connected to the person, why not? I mean, just as long as you have like boundaries and know what you're comfortable.
Yeah, I think you and I are pretty similar when it comes to we're somewhat open books. Like for me, and that's why, I actually don't. I mean, I would talk to a therapist, but I don't, because I pretty much just talk all the time, and I pretty much say how I feel. So if my brother or one of my friends or Serena, like, you know, calls me, or I will just start blabbing about how I feel. So if I'm on a first date and, you know, a couple cocktails in, you'll know everything about me in an hour.
Well, I feel like that's good though too, to feel comfortable enough with someone to do that, because I've dated someone before who I took anxiety medicine, and he never even knew that I took anxiety medicine, because I did not feel comfortable enough to talk about it with him, because I felt like he would judge me. And with Taylor's like, girl, you need to call your therapist like today and get in and have a session, because I'm just so comfortable with him and know that he won't judge me for that. Yeah. So it kind of depends on how comfortable you are with the person, but it's nice to have someone that you can talk about that kind of stuff with.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take some anxiety medicine when I get on this plane today, because I want to sleep the entire way.
Absolutely.
The flight leaves at 8:30 p.m. New York time, and we land in Spain at 9 a.m. their time. So if I don't sleep the entire way, and it's only it's only a 7.5 hour flight.
Are you in the first class fancy lay down seats?
I wish I was, but they're just way too expensive.
Yeah.
Those pods are crazy. I mean, if you want to fly, if you want to go to Europe, it's like an extra $3,500.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the ballpark. I've never.
Oh yeah. Like, and and if it's like a packed flight, it could be like 10 grand.
Holy
I spent 10,000. I spent 10,000 on a first class ticket. I'm going to need the number to your therapist because I'm going to have to talk to him for a while.
Joke. Can never financially recover.
that would really bother the shit out of me. It really would. And if the stock market keeps going any lower, but see, this is what I mean. I'll just keep talking and talking and talking.
Well, yeah, that's good though. I know I'm bad about kind of bottling everything up, so that's why I have to talk to like an unbiased person.
Yeah, but I think we're both.
Talk about my feelings.
I think we're both thinking the same way when it comes to mental health and dating. Like, sure, like take care of your mental health when dating, but take care of your mental health all the time.
All the time.
And
1,000%.
then it'll make dating that much easier. And you, you personally, would probably be so much more secure in the decisions you make when you are in that dating pool. So
sure.
Mental health.
Prioritize number one. Prioritize yourself. Number one. Be the best version of yourself for someone else.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that we might as well bring our guest on. This guy is, when I look at his Instagram, the man is an artist. I mean, he's painting all the time. He was one of the final guys on Katie's season. I personally think he's single. I've hung out with him a few times. We'll find out here. But you could, if he is, I would expect to see this man in paradise. I think he's going to be one of the guys that are very sought after. Everyone, please welcome Justin Glaze to the podcast. Justin Glaze, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Good, man. Hanging in there. How's everything with you?
Good. Another day. I'm actually going to Spain today. I've talked about it the entire podcast.
Wait, he's just casually leaving for Spain.
Yeah. Actually, I think I did see that. I was like, that's very casual. Just dropping the Spain trip on us.
I leave in a few hours. I have to pack.
Are you packed?
No.
So we got to get you in and out of here, buddy.
You got 5 minutes. Tell us everything.
All right. So let's talk. So we haven't seen you. Well, I've seen you, but people listening, unless they follow you on Instagram, which I'm sure most of them do, haven't seen you on TV since Katie's season. It's almost been a year.
Time flies, man.
Yeah. You were one of the final guys. What's new? Have you recovered? I mean, I know you were having, hard time. Have you been able to recover, Justin?
Is that funny to you? No.
Have you recovered from the trauma?
It's been a long journey, man. I had the date marked in my calendar when I went out there. When I came back, man. So those were some tough dates, but man, I'm good.
Nice.
I'm good. I came back to my normal life.
Where do you live?
I'm in Baltimore right now. I'm actually trying to move to. I've been trying for the longest time to move to New York. I just came back. I'm there all the time. I just came back this week, actually. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back in Baltimore, living my life, doing well. Trying to figure out what's next for me. Hopefully, like I said, moving to New York. But other than that, kind of back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Okay, so what do you do? What do you do for a living?
So I've been in the finance industry, investment sales for the past, since college, so the past 6 or so years.
Okay.
Joe,
nice.
You need to talk to him about your investments.
There's not an investment now that looks good unless you're shorting the market, right?
Yeah, it's pretty tough right now. So
yeah. I mean, I'm in New York, but I'm gonna probably have to leave if this keeps getting worse.
Gotta get that sauce in more stores, Joe.
I know. I'm trying to push. I might need you to actually paint. Give me like a Sundays with Joe painting. So
I got you.
what is the deal with that? How long have you? Because you are legit talented. Like,
yeah,
the shit that you
actually,
it's good.
This is, you see, I got my easel back there. This is actually where the room that I paint in. I just finished some watercolor stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
So yeah, it's kind of like my well, I've started probably my first memory, I guess, of when I knew I was drawing was like I was like 4 or 5 years old, and my grandfather had just come back from a trip to Egypt, and I just remember like sitting in his office, and he was like telling me about like the pyramids and the sphinxes and the hieroglyphics and stuff like that, and I had no idea that I knew what those things were. Like as he's telling me this story, I just like started drawing what he was talking about, and he still has that drawing to this day. That's probably like my first memory. I was like I said, 4 or 5 years old. And then my mom, she just retired, but she was a teacher. And so I guess she was like, I don't know how like at 3 or 4 you can tell if like your child is good at drawing or not. Like I feel like it's all pretty much the same at that point. But she was like entering me into these art competitions from like a super young age. And then I kind of just like stuck with it. It was always a hobby. And then probably around college, it turned into more of like people would hit me up for like commission stuff. Like, can you draw a picture of like my parents, my grandparents, my family, whatever. And so now it's kind of like a combination of commission stuff and then just stuff for me. Like if I need like a release, like I'll just work on a painting, kind of clear my head, put some music on. And it's just kind of my thing. So
the painting that you did of your, I think it was your mom and your grandma, was so good.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So good.
Yeah.
Do you ever hope that like you could do it for a living, or is it something you want to keep as a side gig?
Yeah, people ask me all the time, like, why don't you just do it full time? And to be honest, I even kind of get this feeling now with like the commission stuff. When it feels like a job, I find myself not enjoying it as much as I do. Like, I'll work, I'll go to the gym, make dinner, and then come home, and it's like 9:30, and sometimes I'm like, I just want to chill. Like I don't feel like painting until 2 o'clock in the morning. But I have deadlines, so I have to, and it's not as fun that way. Yeah. But I think it's a cool thing. Like if it ever got to the point where I had some time, or like retire from doing whatever I do, it's always something that I'll have and do for my whole life. So it's kind of cool, I guess. But we'll see. Yeah, no. I don't know.
Very, very, very cool. True, spoken like a true artist. Have you ever considered? And then we're going to get into dating because people, I'll just start rambling. But have you ever mess with digital art at all? Any NFTs or anything like that?
No, and I wish. Honestly, I tried to minor. I did a visual arts minor in college, but it was more like your traditional type of art. They didn't have a graphic design minor that you could only double major in it. But I've always wanted to learn the digital side of things for a number of reasons. But now people like all the time, like, oh, you need to make NFTs, and I don't
understand that at all.
Yeah, like technically I could, because like I could scan my artwork in, but it would be like a one-of-one thing. But like there's no way to like mint like an original painting. You know what I mean? It'd have to be digital to change the different components of it and all that. So to answer your question, no, I haven't.
Isn't that what an NFT is? Like a one-of-one thing, and then you can make like $2 million. I don't know.
Well, you can make a
non-fungible token.
Yeah, so it can be one of one, but a lot of times like people will release like a limited series of like, let's say 2,000 or 25, however many editions of like, have you seen like the ape ones and so it's like they're doing different variations of the different like characteristics, like if they have glasses or a hat or earrings or clothing, whatever. So like none of them are the same. So like with my artwork, like I'm not gonna paint like 2,500 of like different things. So all
right, okay, so that was a question for me.
Mine's in 2005. Like, not what any of this shit is.
All right. So, are you single?
I am.
Nice. Okay.
Anyways, moving right along.
So you are a single man. It is that time of the year. We're gonna get into potential paradise. But have you been dating at all? Have you been dating?
Like on it. I mean, since I came back from season. Yeah. On and off here and there. Kind of casually.
Are you holding out for paradise?
No. I mean, in between that time, I guess in the past year, like I'm pretty selective with like I don't go on many like dates. Date dates, just because one, I don't know, like I I don't really like small talk that much. And I feel like, especially after coming off the show, you kind of like gain a new appreciation for like how to get to know somebody. And I just kind of get sick of like the same old baseline questions that you kind of have when you first get to know somebody. Not to say that you like, I feel like you kind of have to get past that point, but I'm more interested in like actually getting to know somebody. So like, yeah, there have been, you know, periods of time in this past year where like I've actually like dated a person, you know, for an extended period of time. But like I don't really go on like individual dates that much just because I don't know. But not to say like I've been holding out. Like if there was somebody that I met in this past year that, you know, ended up working out for the long term, then, you know, paradise.
Yeah, I don't get that from you. I mean, I've been out with you, and you don't strike me as a guy that's like, I need to go on paradise, so I'm gonna hold out.
Yeah, I mean, they asked me last year, and I just wasn't ready to go at the time, so I like bypassed it. And then, yeah, this time actually came around when they first reached out. I was talking to somebody, so I wasn't like, I was like, yeah, like I'm not signing the dotted line.
Good for you.
But
Good
then,
for you for having a conscience.
Yeah. But then they would like, they kept, you know how it goes, you know, kept getting the calls, and then eventually like I was single, so I was like, you know what?
Well, don't spoil too much for us right now. Like we can't. I still haven't signed anything. Okay.
I'm a very like thoughtful person, so like I still have not signed anything. But
what are you looking for in a partner? Do you know?
Yeah. I mean, aside from like, I guess kind of like surface level stuff, like I want somebody. I mean, I need like a good sense of humor. I think that's a big thing for me. Maybe it's the Gemini in me, but like I always like, I need somebody to like keep me on my toes and like kind of, I don't want to get in kind of like the same, I don't know, like boring routine with somebody. Like I like, to like spice things up and
when's your birthday,
fun,
Justin?
energetic. June 13th.
My fiance's is June 6th. Love a Gemini.
Oh, really? They're the best, right?
Yeah.
People love to hate us, but we are the best. Cousin's probably a great guy. But no, somebody obviously with, intelligence, emotional intelligence, somebody, that I don't want to go like this whole list. I'm going to sound too
you don't.
No, emotional intelligence is a good one. And I feel like a lot of people don't include that, and that's so important.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, obviously, Joe, I don't know your relationship in and out, but I feel like you and Serena, like something gives me the vibe that it's kind of like easy with you guys, and that's what I look for.
It's very easy. I mean, to be honest, it's actually up for an award right now. So
it really is.
It's legitimately up for an MTV award. So you're not the only one that sees that. Thank you, but thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, just somebody that's like it's easy, like stress free. Like I've been in relationships where it's just like a bunch of drama and stress, and like I will never do that again. So just somebody it's easy, laid back, and have fun with. Somebody that I always say, like, as much as I want to have fun and laugh with somebody, I also need somebody that like we can be in the same room and not talk, and it's not an issue.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that kind of thing's big for me. So,
do you get any anxiety from now being on the show? So when you do go out to bars or go on dates, whatever, people have an idea of who you are, may follow you.
Yeah, for sure. It's gotten a little bit better, like as time has passed, but yeah, I mean, it's like not that I would ever do anything like crazy beforehand, but like I go out and do the same thing that I was doing before the show. I go to the bar with my boys and like have a beer. I'm doing the same stuff I was doing beforehand, but I think now you're just kind of like more aware of like, you're having a conversation, you look over the shoulder and there's like a camera fully extended with a flash on. It's like,
right.
All right.
People are not very discreet
about at all.
Especially if you're in a groups of guys like from your season, you're way more noticeable and recognizable.
Yeah. I think I get more, I think where like the anxiety comes in is sometimes like when I go out, it is really just to like kind of chill, and like watch a game with my friends. Like I'm not always like up to here. Like sometimes my energy level could be here, right? And just having to kind of navigate, it's obviously like a blessing to like, have this platform and everything like that. And like I'm a nice guy, so like I'll talk to anybody. But then like you deal with somebody who's like super drunk that's like just giving you a hard time, and it's like my energy is not there. And then it's like you run the risk of like, oh, he's such a jerk in real life.
Yeah.
It's like, Well,
there's
you
like
grabbed
one
my
impression.
neck and my butt and like all this and that. Like, sorry, I wasn't able to like match your energy. And then of course you deal with people. Oh, I've had my neck, my butt, yeah, all that grab. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I think it's yeah.
Okay,
it is what it is. It just kind of comes with the territory, so you know, it's whatever.
You guys, I would say, you know, it happens every season, but usually, you know, the girls on the season there'll be a select few that get really close, and the guys have a select few that get really close. So it really seems like it's you, Mikey, Greg, and Andrew are kind of all like a pretty tight crew. But like, is it a foursome, or could you guys match can you guys match the level of friendship that Greg and Andrew seem to be at? Are they the best friends, or is it 4 equally as close?
Now he's questioning everything.
The fuck does that mean?
He's like,
Joe?
what? I thought me and Greg were besties.
I gotta have a word with that. No, I mean, I think so. Here's the thing. Like, we all are really like a tight knit group. I'd say, I mean, Andrew and Greg probably have a different relationship because they've been able to spend the most time together. You know, they travel a whole lot, and there's just sometimes like I can't make certain things. Yeah. And, you know, you naturally just, you know, the more time you spend with somebody, you know, the closer you get, or like, I guess the perception from like people following us, like, oh, they're always together. But like, we all talk all the time, you know, so I don't think there's like a hierarchy. Like, we all bring a different. I just want to
make sure you're okay. I just want to make sure you're not feeling
left out. You're trying to make me insecure in my
Okay. Now we all know, like, I'm pretty sure, I don't know. I think Greg's single, right? Or if he is, I don't know if he is or not. It's none of my business, really. But if, you know, let's say all 4 of you guys go to paradise. Let's say all 4 of you guys go to paradise. That you get, obviously, the show's going to know you're pretty close friends. You get dropped at different times. How do you feel about taking, you know, Andrew's girl on the beach on a date if he's only known her for 2 days? Like, have you guys talked about any of that?
2 days is a long time at the beach.
And 2 days is a long time. Yes.
Yeah. See, I don't know what that dynamic is like yet. 2 days can do a lot. Honestly, I think this is not a cop-out answer. I'm in a different position because if I were to go, I don't think there's like any one single person I'm like keyed in on, like, this is who I need, you know what I mean? And that may be the case for other people. So for me, I mean, I always want to have a respectful conversation. Like, obviously that's my guy. So if he's telling me that he is like super locked in on somebody, like, I'm not going to come down and like swoop them day one. Right. But like, that being said, I think it has to go both ways, where as time passes, and let's say me and that girl naturally gravitate towards each other, then another conversation has to be had where it's like, hey, listen, like, I understand maybe the intent from the beginning was for, you know, you two, but here's where I'm at, here's where I'm feeling, and that's another conversation. So I think it's all about communication and kind of like being like, just know, like, we're like, it's paradise, right? Like, it's kind of like how it works. I'm not like a fan of people like claiming someone else. Like, I think that's kind of weird, you know, like, people are going to choose who they want to be with. You can't like call dibs on anybody. Like, you gravitate towards who you gravitate towards, and that's just how it works. No, I agree. I think
you know, at least for me, and I don't know about Tia, but like, I'm kind of the same as you. Like, I never went down there like aiming for a certain person. I was just like, whoever I connect with, let's see where this goes. And it just it worked for me. Tia,
my first time I went, I said
the first time
I had one person in mind, and it was a dumpster fire.
Yeah, see, I mean, like, sometimes I feel like it can, like, you have your eyes set on one person, and if it works out, great, but I also think you may be limiting yourself sometimes by keying in on one person. you could be like neglecting a great opportunity around you just because you have like the horse behind you.
I neglected Joe's ass our first time around.
She did.
I don't know how you could do that. You didn't see that. You just
I was like looking around him, like looking. He's like, "What the hell are you looking for?"
Tia and Becca, just like I was like, didn't even exist. And now look at all three of us.
Yeah.
Bachelor Nation podcast hosts. Look at us all.
So funny.
Man.
That's a good mindset to go into it, though. It's not, I mean, as long as you like really, because I said that and I didn't actually mean it, but I feel like you actually
No, I really mean it. And the other thing, like, I feel like I can have an appreciation for it, especially because however far I did make it, I don't think, like, my personality was really displayed, personally not all that great, but like it's more than just a couple facial expressions. I will give myself that much credit, but that
you have a good personality. I've hung out with you. You're quite the personality.
But that being said, like I don't know a lot of I'd imagine there'd be a lot of Clayton's women there, and you can't just base their personalities off of what you see. So that's another reason why I'm not just like clued in on anybody, because I'm like, a totally different side of somebody could be shown when you're on the beach versus what, you saw on TV. So
is there a name that you could just throw out there just for fun?
Come on, I know one just hit your brain.
I'd be making it up.
So you don't know their names.
No, that's fine. You don't have to.
I promise you, I've been asked, and I haven't.
Let's talk a little bit about not much, and then we're going to get into a game with you. But Stagecoach is definitely a big Bachelor thing. You were there. A lot of people were there. Anything you could tell us?
Any tea?
You don't seem like I know you, so you don't seem like the kind of guy that's gonna tell us anything that you shouldn't. But can you tease anything up?
Let's see. I mean, there were definitely anything that you wouldn't know already. Yeah, it's a tough one. I feel like I'm better like answering the question versus.
Okay, well, was there anybody there?
Anybody?
Yeah, was there anybody there that you met that you're like, if I saw them again, I would be interested in pursuing this?
Good question, Joe. Yeah.
You're not telling us something, so I'm gonna get it out of you.
Man, you've been doing this for a while, Joe.
I have. This is good. I have.
Yeah, no. So I, obviously didn't know who all was going to be there. I had been prepping myself the week before, listening to a lot of country music, trying to,
Nice.
Are you a country music fan?
I enjoy it.
I'm working on expanding my country palette.
Okay.
So
I enjoy the way you're dancing around this question. So keep going.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about the music now.
I'm in sales, Joe. I'm in sales. All right, let's get into it. No, I did. I did meet Sally, and she was cool. There was a couple of Clayton's girls there. Kate was there, Hunter, Sally, and a few others.
We just had Kate on the podcast, and we
Sally was. She said we had Kate on the podcast and we loved her. I just want to touch on Sally for a second.
She was cool.
Sally was the girl that had just broke off her engagement before going.
She was supposed to get married like the day that she was meeting Clayton. That was supposed
That's
to be
Sally,
her.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is she single?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Well, what does that mean?
Okay.
You would hope so.
No.
Come on, Justin. You got to be better at this, man. You got to get ready for these questions.
You ain't divulging anything.
Yeah. We're really taking you down. We're taking you down this road. I already know what went down now at Stagecoach. I can figure all this shit out.
We already figured it out. I would hope that she's single after what happened.
I'm smarter than that. I'm smarter than that.
No, I know. We're just messing with you. But
that's like, again, that's kind of like how I approach everything. Like I don't really like plan this stuff out, and it's like, and again, literally like nothing went down, I promise you that. But it's like if I naturally meet somebody and it's like, oh, like I could, like this person's cool, like I could see a connection there, like this is somebody that I would pursue in real life. You know, like I'm not about like a TV relationship or doing anything for like, you know, it's just like, I think like, it's not me. So
to back you up on that, like I wouldn't just say this. I don't think you are like that because I've met you and you're just not. You're just not that guy.
Yeah. So like anyone that I would
have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like anyone that I would pursue, like if I were to go to Paradise, it would have to be somebody that I would pursue in real life. And you know, like it just so happened, like like I met someone in real life, and I'm like, okay, like I can see something there. So if I happen to be there, and if she happened to be there, like that's like, okay, that's somebody that I could see, I would pursue.
Are you open to because a big issue on this show is you meet somebody that lives somewhere else. Are you willing to potentially move somewhere else if you know you both agreed upon it?
Well, I'm trying to move anyway.
That's what I figured.
I mean, like, I wouldn't move to like the middle of Idaho. That would be a different discussion. But like, I also am kind of in like a weird influx period, even like career wise, trying to navigate that. But because I think just like my lifestyle, I need to be in something where I can have the ability to be like fully remote. A lot of places are kind of going back to like a hybrid structure. And so I think that would help a lot in terms of like flexibility, being able to relocate and kind of do whatever you got to do. So, I mean, I love Baltimore. Obviously, this has been home. It's my city, but I am trying to relocate anyway. So I think like the timing works out. If we were to go down that path, to go down the path with anybody.
Well, I personally think you are perfect for Paradise.
I'm excited.
I mean that sincerely. I think like you're somebody that I could see like wanting to take a relationship seriously. I think you are a guy that could fall in love, and like I think you're open to the experience. So I hope to see you out there.
Getting engaged that soon?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, if it was the right person, but I'm also like, as I said, you know, at the beginning of this, like I'm like pretty picky, and like I'm not going to just like settle for something for the sake of settling for it. So if that right person comes along and like everything clicks and everything's there, you know, why not? But I'm not going to force the issue.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, what if you ask a girl on a date in Paradise and she's like, well, Justin, I'm actually kind of picky. So. Then you like her because then you're chasing.
I say, listen. I don't blame you, but yeah, no. I mean, the chase. Then I got to step my game up, right?
Yeah.
Then I got to step my game, and that. I mean, Gemini's like a challenge, so.
All right.
We'll see.
Okay. So there you go. We'll any girls that are potentially going on Paradise?
If you want me, deny me.
Yeah. I get that. I actually really get that.
God. That's why Taylor was into me. Okay.
Justin, we're gonna play a little. Tia's denies everybody. Clearly,
she knows what she wants.
It literally takes a day. I'm like, you know what? I really liked you. Not anymore. Goodbye.
Not anymore. I'm over it.
Justin, you down to play a game with us?
I'm down. Let's do it.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know the game, but sign me up.
It's easy. It's just rapid fire questions since people haven't seen you on the show in a while. So just first thing that comes to mind. Some of them are like an either or. You ready? They're not hard.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Are you an early riser or a night owl?
Night owl, for sure. Okay. If I could change one thing about myself, it'd probably be to be an early riser.
Yeah. It's like a process. You kind of have to like.
I've tried.
I bought
like the alarm clock with like the natural sunset and everything. It's like birds chirping. That's like a week, and I was like,
no way.
Yeah.
Well, you're creative too. I feel like a lot of creative people are like creative at night.
Yeah, I'm up late at night painting, and then
Okay, best dating advice you've ever received.
Best dating advice. I don't really like talking about my dating life too much, to be honest with you. I don't know.
No one's ever told you like good advice? Anybody at Stagecoach give you advice?
No, I did not get any advice at Stagecoach. I don't know. Can I? Let me think about that one.
Okay. If you could ask one member of Bachelor Nation to sit for a portrait, who would you want to paint?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Wow. I said these aren't hard, but that one's kind of...
Yeah, these are, if I could, one member of Bachelor Nation to sit for a portrait, who would it be? Honestly, I would love to paint Greg just because I feel like I could do so many... Have you seen like those royal paintings where they've just got like obnoxious like attire? They're like holding 3 dogs.
1,000%.
Greg. His flow would be impeccable. I see it now. Oil paints, huge canvas. He's got like this royal attire. He's holding like 5 different breeds of dogs. Absolutely great. Yes.
I love it. Mm-hmm. How do you like your pizza? What do you like on your pizza?
Oh, so I'm either like, give me straight up pepperoni or like a meat lovers.
Love that. Mm-hmm. Shower or bath?
Shower for sure, which is so wild because when I was younger, I used to take baths, but like thinking back on it now, it's like you're just kind of like soaking
in your filth.
You know? Yeah. So I'm a big shower guy.
Yeah.
Can't tell you the last time I've ever taken a bath. I cannot name the last time I took a bath.
It's relaxing sometimes. This is a good one. What's your favorite curse word? You can say it.
Probably fuck.
Nice.
I actually do cuss
That's
a little.
Funny.
Yeah, I curse a little. Yeah, honestly, probably fuck.
I feel like we may have touched on this, but let's just say it again. What are the top 3 qualities you're looking for in a partner?
Honestly, I didn't touch on this one, but I'm big on selflessness. Big on selflessness. Selflessness. I guess like humor, and then just like, I guess sincerity is a little too close. Like overall intelligence.
Yeah. What's one fashion trend you wish would come back? I saw your knit vest at Stagecoach.
Yeah, see, I pushed the envelope a little time. Yeah, I really want to bring back crocheted pieces year round. I think people think that crochet only has a place. I don't know if people have a place for it anywhere in their class. Joe, do you have any crochet pieces?
I feel like it is kind of coming back. I've seen a few Abercrombie pieces that are crocheted.
Yeah, so I did look like somebody's grandma, but like I thought it was unique, so I just threw that thing on. But
I liked it.
No, I like
everybody else.
It is weird how stuff kind of like cycles and like
yeah. But fashion is definitely a never-ending circle.
Okay, last question. This one, you should know this one.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll try.
If you could visit anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Oh, I would love to go on an African safari.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah,
like,
cool.
Love animals, and I would love to do like a real safari.
And
I'm
like
actually working on
actually see lions and stuff in the jungle. That's terrifying.
Do you ever see that, like, it's that hotel people stay at where, like, the giraffes, like, there's, like, giraffes hanging out and then, like, feeding
in the
giraffes?
Hotel?
Like,
no,
yeah, like,
that?
on the premises. I'm assuming Africa, somewhere in Africa.
Oh.
There's a lot, like, just look up, go on YouTube and look up Giraffe Hotel. Looks pretty cool. Justin, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate
it. Guys.
Hope to see more of you this summer. If we do, you were one of the people that I really am rooting for. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. And I'll work on my rapid fires. That was atrocious.
That was really bad. You were honestly one of our worst. So.
Well, he said he doesn't like small talk, and that's kind of like small talk stuff that you really prepare for.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Where can we find you on social?
My Instagram
Not us,
is just,
our listeners.
My Instagram is just my name, Justin Glaze, and then I think my TikTok is like Justin_Glaze.
Nice.
Oh, you're a TikToker.
I'm trying to be. I'm not too good. They're mostly stupid and stuff, but
nice. It's fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're good. Nice. Thanks, Justin. All right, Justin. It was great having him on. Love the guy. So much fun. And hopefully we get to see more of him.
I know. Can't wait to see if he shows up in paradise. Thank you so much to our listeners. And thank you to Justin for being here.
Yes. And as always, make sure to subscribe and submit all your burning questions. We want to know what clickbait you want us to get into this week, what topics you want us to cover. You know where to follow us at ClickbaitBN on Instagram. All the links to all our socials are right there on that page.
Yes, and share your stories with us. We want to know what clickbait you're looking at this week. Clickbait is available on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen. You can listen ad-free by subscribing to Wondery Plus and Apple Podcasts or the Wondery app.
Peace.